What you need to acknowledge is that leadership has to have controls. You must know which button to touch when. Mm-hmm. And you must know which one makes more noise than the other one. Mm-hmm. So that you touch the correct button at the right time. Not all the time, at the right time. And presidency is the same. As my colleague is saying here, that indeed you don't know when the president wears the political hat and wears the administrative hat as a president of the Republic of Kenya, who is the president to everybody else. So what happens that the politics of the day and the political party is one button that has to be put right. Making sure that, remember, there was the issue of the numbers in both houses. And so number one responsibility for the president was to make sure that the button that touches on the majority is within his reach. The button that controls the business of the house is within his reach. So controlling the issue of speaker, leader of majority, and so forth must be on the reach of the president who holds the resources. Now, what happens that when he suggested that there will be the official or establishment of the office of the leader of opposition, as a political scientist, I'll look at it in two ways. It has a plus and a minus. A plus is that you are the expenditure of the office and the activities of the opposition are accounted for in the national budget. So they put under the fiscal budget. And so any activity that you do will be put under the physical budget. But then the minus is here. The minute you start receiving from the national government, there is a proverb that says, he who pays the piper plays the tune. That is a huge control on the activities of the opposition. And that is why there is a tactical retreat by the leader of opposition to make sure that, yes, you have control also, because you also need controls. Raila Amolo Odinga is one person who is a constituency by himself. He can raise his own funds. He does not need state funding. You understand? Apart from his nitty-gritty being that respectable man and not citizen that we respect in Kenya, which he needs to be taken care of by the government, there is now the practical part of the opposition and politics, which you not like it controlled by anybody. His movement, his for instance, correction, how much donation he is receiving in the opposition and so forth. And the government would like to put tabs on this thing. Like to know how much is he receiving to sponsor rallies, who is sponsoring Kamukunji, who is sponsoring this one. The government would get a plus on it. But Baba knows it very well. Raila knows that if this happens, then indeed his hands are tied. And so it's a good thing. And that is why in the Constitution, we entirely cannot say that the winner take it all. Because the Constitution allowed the leadership of the minority parties within the government to be taken care of. All the leaders of the minority parties, including minority whips, they have government offices, and they have all facilities and services that goes to their fully fledged office, including the staff. The only person who was not addressed by the Constitution is the leader of opposition, assuming he does not come from the parliament or he's not in the house. He is left there. And that problem we found it with the Kalonzo, you know, and when the last person served as Uhuru Kenyatta to be the leader of opposition, who was already inside the house. So, but when now we had the NASA and Raila is out here, he is a leader of opposition, and he has no particular office. So there was that part in the BBI that needed to incorporate it as an office. But the dangers, as I've seen, are very clear. That the minute you do that, you become controlled. Your budget is streamlined. It is also discussed.